Did you know, regardless of how your co parenting relationship is, that there's a way where you can communicate without frustration or stress? If not, stay tuned and I'll tell you all about it. So, hi, my name is Lois Godot, and I am Lois, the Relatable Therapist. And today I want to talk to you about the best apps for co parenting. Now, whenever you hear somebody say the best apps, it means to them it is the best apps, and to you it might not be the best apps. But for me, these are some of the apps that I have found that helps with co-parenting. Co-parenting is challenging enough with the schedules changing and illnesses and school schedules and work schedules and unexpected delays and vacations and holidays and just so many things that's happening. Basically, life. Life happens, and so things change. And so you need a way to be able to communicate with the co parent when those things change. Herein comes co parenting apps. And the co parenting apps are apps that help you to be able to communicate effectively and clearly with the other co parent. And so when I was looking at this, I was like, man, that's something I could have used way back when, because I'm 27 years in a blended family. And of course, that many years, there was some communication issues. I remember one time in particular when my husband's ex partner, she thought we were getting the kids longer than the weekend. We planned on getting them the weekend, and some kind of way communication wasn't had, and we ended up keeping them for 3 weeks. And between a lot of frustration and stress because we didn't know that was the plan and she thought it was something else, these co-parenting apps would have really came in handy and to help us. On the other hand, with my children's father, when he wasn't able to pick them up and we're expecting him to come and something came up, these co-parenting apps would have really helped to be able to communicate in real time when something came up. So I just think that the co-parenting apps are something that everybody needs to have, regardless if you go to court, if it's parental agreements. This is something that everybody can use, because the apps, you can download them from your Google Play, from the Apple Store. You can use them on your electronic devices, and it's readily available because most people, they use their phones all the time. As a matter of fact, it's practically attached to them. And so I just want to look at some co-parenting apps and just kind of look at them. Now, the ones that I chose is because they have specific things on them. And so when I was doing my research, there's like about 18 different co-parenting apps. I'm like, wow, 18. So there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to effectively communicate with your co-parent. And so I just want to start with the first one. And the first one is called Our Family Wizard. Our Family Wizard. And it includes calendar schedule. I'm trying to see how I can put myself back up in here too. I want to make sure I can see me too. Well, calendar schedule, the ability to text. It has shared documents. It has tracking expenses, and you can also transmit payments through it. And it can also be assessed. What happens is that you're the judge or the attorney or mediator. They can also it can be readily available to them also. It has a free fee waiver program for those that makes a certain amount of income. It has a military discount program, and both parents pay a fee. They create their own account, and this is the part that I like about it. They can add for free any other individuals, like the children, like the other children in the family, the babysitter, the grandparent, the friends, the step parents. And the cost for 1 year is $144 or $204, and free for 30-day. It has a 30-day free trial. I'm trying to read this and talk at the same time. And so that's one that I think that would be beneficial, especially if you have a cooperative co-parent, and even if the other co-parent is not cooperative, because that was one of the reasons why people said it doesn't work well. But I came up with a solution, and I said, you know what? Even if the other parent doesn't want to pay, because both of you have to pay, think of it like, I'm trying to not just win the battle, but I'm trying to win the war. There's a saying that says that you may have won the battle, but you don't win the war. And what that means is it's a military a motto, and it's saying that you may have gotten a minor victory winning the battle, but it pales in comparison to the war. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to make sure that communication exists between your kids, making sure that you're a part of their schedule, and making sure that you continue to be a part of their life. Are you going to let that amount of money stop you from being able to have that communication? So if the other parent says, you know what, I can't afford it, pay for them as a gift. Think of it as a gift to your children because you're trying to win not just the battle, but the war. Winning the battle is, well, I didn't let her make me pay for it. Well, you won the battle, but now you don't get access to your children. So if that's the reasoning why the other person doesn't want to pay for it, then go ahead and pay for it. Because by doing that, you're also being able to be in contact with your children. And I know for some people, remember I said that for this one, there is also a component that they have a fee waiver program. So let's just say the second parent can't afford as much, you may get a discount for them. So think about that when you're looking at this and saying, I know both parents have to buy into it, but if the other parent doesn't have the money, then maybe you can go ahead and help them with it. The next one is the what was that one? The custody. Oh, I can't see that. Oh, I think I left that name off there. I'll get it for you in a minute. But with this one, with this one is the custody calendar app, and it is used in preparation for a custody case. So let's just say you're preparing for a custody case, or maybe the custody case has already ended and you want to monitor the agreement that you and that person had. And so there's, of course, the custody calendar in there where you can sync your calendars and make sure that you're both on the same page in the activities and what's going on with your child. You track the parenting time, which is a good one. You monitor the call history between the parent and the child. How many calls did the parent have? How many calls did the child have to the parent? It also has an expense tracking, and it's only available on iPhone, iPad, and the Mac. That's the downside. But it's just a one-time payment that you would pay for this app. And so, like I said, what I'm trying to do is look at apps that have something a little bit different. And so this one is the lowest, $4.99 that you pay, the one-time fee. And it's really for if you already have everything in place, the custody agreement, making sure that what is in there is what you guys are doing, that you're following up on what you're doing. Okay, so the next one that I had, that was so good. CustodyXChange. It's called the CustodyXChange. And with this one, it's a shared calendar. It has secure parent-to-parent communication. It also has a custody plan template. And I like this because it has expense tracking also, and it calculates any type of expenditures that is overspending. It tracks the extra or the denied time. So if the person is saying, no, you can't have time with your child, and so it'll also track that also when they deny the time for the child. It also has reimbursement for expenses and up-to-date notification, which means in real time it notifies the parent. The cost, there's several versions. The first version is $17 a month or $97 a year. And the next version is $27 a month or $147 a year. And so again, if the other parent can't afford that, then go ahead and help them out, because remember, this is for your child, and they will have an expense for them. If they can't afford the money, they will have some type of payment plan for them or expenditure at a smaller amount. The next one is called the Coparenter. And in this one, again, there's a shared calendar. And that's what I like about all of them. They have that shared calendar. So if things change, like the child's schedule, if they have things at school, even if the child gets sick, if an appointment is canceled and you were planning on attending it, it has the shared calendar, so you can put that in there. Also, it has a document library and check-in. So you're checking in to make sure that whatever you said that you were going to do, that you're still going to do it. I love this one. And something extra with this one is there are a team of child specialists, mediators, therapists, and retired judges that are on hand and ready to provide conflict resolution in real time. Wow. So if you have a problem with this app, you go ahead and text it in, and somebody will give you an answer in real time, which means speedily. The cost is 30-day trial. It's $12.99 a month, and it's an annual plan of $119 per year for one parent and $199 per year for two parents. So again, this is a very good one, the co-parent, because you have professionals that are on hand ready to help you and assist you with any problems that you may have. The next one is, I like this one. It's the two houses, because sometimes individuals, they have more than one child, but they may have it by a different ex-partner. So with this one, again, it has a shareable calendar, has expense tracking, messaging, document storage, and it has a website version that lets you set up different families on the same account. So again, like I said, that sometimes people have a child by someone else other than the one ex-partner. And so they're able to put both of them on there, both of the children, so they can continue to have that communication and being a part of their life and whatever's happening with them. It's a 14-day free trial. It's $12.59 a month for both parents and $149 a year. So these are some co-parenting apps that I looked at, and like I said, when I was researching, there's like 18 different co-parenting apps. And by the way, if you're getting value from this, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and like. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and like, and even share it with someone that you know that could benefit from understanding about these co-apps. And up above, I have another video that's going to give you a lot of value, and this is communicating with the ex-partner. In this video, there's tips that I share about how to continue to communicate with that ex-partner. Sometimes it is difficult to communicate, and that's why these co-parenting apps are very good, that if you can't even talk to them, you'll be able to talk to them on the app. And sometimes it's not even about, I can't talk to them. It's I missed their call. Sometimes I remember that happened a lot in my blended family early on in our years, that we would miss the person's call. And by the time you got to it, maybe some decisions were made that you weren't a part of because you missed the call. So whether you are co-parenting and your co-parenting is great and you have a good relationship, it helps with the organization. So I just wanted to just share that with you, and go ahead and let me know if you use co-parenting apps. Which ones do you use? Do you like them? Do you feel like they're beneficial? What are some things you like about them? What are some things that you don't like about them? And go ahead and write that down in the chat, and I'll see you in my next video.